Hey guys, what's going on? So the NFL schedules have released. I'm going to be giving my reaction to the Giants schedule right now in this video. So I'm looking at the schedule right now, and overall, my, first reaction, initial reaction is I'm sad that the Giants have 2 Monday Night Football games and no Sunday Night Football games. For the past few seasons, I've really wanted the Giants to have a Sunday Night Football game on the schedule. I know last season they didn't, but they had a game flexed to Sunday Night Football versus the Browns, and that game obviously did not go well because of injuries and such, and I feel like a lot of Giants fans, including myself, were like, wow, they're really not going to win this game before the game even started. You know, when it got flexed, it seemed like they had a chance, but then injuries happened and stuff right before the game, and then, you know, the game was not a good game if you're a Giants fan. So this season they have 2 Monday Night Football games. They have one against the Chiefs and they have one against the Buccaneers. They're both away, and it's just like, wow. The NFL is really trying to see if they can embarrass, maybe, the Giants on national TV. 2 Super Bowl teams they have to play on the road in prime time. So that's definitely going to be a test for the Giants. Let me just say this, if the Giants play bad in both those games versus very good teams, casual NFL fans are really going to be like, oh, the Giants just stink. Even if they do well for the rest of the season, casual NFL fans will definitely be like, oh, the Giants are a bad team. But those are 2 very tough games for the Giants. Let's go through week by week here real quick. So we got week 1 at home versus the Broncos. I think that's a winnable game. I think it's a nice start to the season. I kind of wish it was a 1 o'clock game to start the season. It's a 4:25 game. I like 4:25 games later in the season. Just me personally, I don't know. Ever since I was young, I just liked 4:25 p.m. games in like December and November. I don't know why. Then we got an away game versus Washington, week 2, and that's Thursday Night Football. And this is weird to have Thursday Night Football so early in the season. I don't know why, it's weird. It just feels weird. It's like, oh, we're gonna play one game and then we're gonna play another game really quick after that. So, yeah, I'm not like upset about it. It's just weird. Then we got week 3, home versus the Falcons at 1 o'clock. I feel like this is a game I might want to go to because it's not going to be freezing cold yet, and it's like week 3, end of September. I don't know, it just seems like it would be a nice game to go to, so yeah, for someone who doesn't like the cold, I feel like that would be a fun game. Then we got away at New Orleans, October 3rd, week 4. That's going to be a tough game to go down to New Orleans. I don't know why I just pronounced New Orleans incorrectly. That will be a tough game. Yes, Drew Brees retired, but Winston or Hill, whoever's playing, I feel like Winston should start, to be honest. That's still a good team. Like, Drew Brees wasn't playing too well in the playoffs and stuff, but that team is still a good team despite losing their starting quarterback, who is a Hall of Famer. I think Winston, he could really play well, stepping up for Brees if he does get the start next season or this upcoming season. Then we got away versus the Cowboys in week 5. That's a 4:25 game. I feel like Giants versus Cowboys is always a 4:25 game. At least one of those games is going to be in prime time, and usually I feel like when they're playing in Dallas is usually the prime time game. So that makes sense for that week. That should be a fun game, week 5. Then we got a home game week 6 versus the Rams. Almost said the Chargers because their logos are a little bit similar. Well, not really, because the Chargers use the lightning bolt. But yeah, home versus the Rams. This should be a tough game. The Rams are a Super Bowl contender. Yeah, I'll say that. It should be a tough game for the Giants, even though they are at home. Then we got week 7 at home versus the Panthers. I feel like they can win that game. I'm not going to go too much into what games I think they could win in this video. I'm going to do a separate video with my wins-loss prediction, record prediction, but I'm just going through like my reaction to the schedule right now. Then we got the away game at Kansas City, week 8, Monday Night Football. So that's November 1st, the day after Halloween. That's going to be a tough game, going to Kansas City, Monday Night Football. That's going to be a really tough game for the Giants. Yeah, but I'm excited to watch Mahomes play, like, versus the Giants. I hope he doesn't have his best game of the season versus the Giants, obviously, because I want the Giants to win, but you guys know I love watching Mahomes play. So I'm excited for that game. It should be a real test for the Giants. Really, it should be a real test. The biggest test thus far in the Joe Judge era. Joe Judge era. It's not an error, it's an era. I need to work on my enunciation. Then we got a home game in week 9 versus the Raiders. I kind of wish that was an away game because I just saw like the Raiders are putting like a DJ in their stadium, like a nightclub DJ or like a nightclub like area. Like that seems very cool. So I would kind of like to see that if the Giants were playing there. Not that I would be there, but I don't know. That's a cool stadium, I feel. But yeah, they're home versus the Raiders in week 9. And then they have a bye week in week 10, which is a nice bye week because, you know, there's 18 weeks in the season because there are 17 games. So it's nice to have a bye week right there in week 10 that's kind of close to the middle of the season, or I feel like as close as you can get to the middle of the season. I don't know, I'm not good at math, but that seems like a nice midway point for a bye. And then after the bye, another big test away versus the Buccaneers on Monday Night Football. They play against Tom Brady again. I feel like, when did they play? They played the Buccaneers Monday Night Football last year, right? Last season, that was Monday Night Football. Giants almost won, remember? Daniel Jones had a really bad game, but the Giants almost won. So let's see if the Giants can bounce back and finally win this game versus Tom Brady and the Buccaneers. Great defense, obviously, so that's really going to be a test for this new and improved offense. I just spit. I just saw like my spit come out of my mouth when I said new and improved. Apologies if anyone saw that. Okay, then we got week 12. Home game versus the Eagles. So this is the first time the Giants play the Eagles in this upcoming season. It's not until week 12. I know a lot of Giants and Eagles fans were wanting to see the Giants and Eagles play each other in week 1, prime time, and we did not get that. We did not get Giants versus Eagles in week 1, and we did not get them in prime time in either of the 2 games, but week 12, wow, that's a long wait. We'll see if the Giants do anything else to the Eagles throughout the season. I don't know, we'll see. Are the Eagles going to be playing any tricks on the Giants, even when they're not playing them? I don't know what could really happen, but I guess we'll see if anything adds to this new and improved rivalry. Like if anything happens to add to this new and improved rivalry before they play each other on November 28th for the first time in 2021. Then we got an away game versus the Dolphins in week 13. And I think this is interesting because right as it starts to get cold in New York, like around that first week in December, end of November, is when it starts to get really cold here in New York. The Giants go on a road trip, and this road trip includes a game in Miami. I almost said a game in the Dolphins. A game in Miami on December 5th. And then the next week, week 14, they play away at LA at the Chargers. So they're in Miami and then they go to the Chargers. Then they go to LA. So they're in Miami, then they go to LA to play the Chargers. So they're playing in 2 very warm climates as it starts to get cold here in New York. And then in week 15, they go to Dallas. But hold on, let me just say something about the Chargers game. I know I'm all over the place in this video. My apologies, but I'm really excited for that Chargers game. They're going to be playing in SoFi Stadium, which is where the Super Bowl is going to be played this year. It's a beautiful stadium. They played there last season when they played the Rams. And I love watching Justin Herbert play. So I think this should be a really fun game. 2 young quarterbacks. 2 teams who are young and I believe can both compete for a playoff spot this year. The Giants probably have more expectations than the Chargers right now, but I think this is going to be a really fun game. And then like I said, in week 15, they're at home versus Dallas, so they come back to the cold on December 19th. Then they are away versus the Eagles in week 16. The day after Christmas, December 26th, then they are away versus the Bears, January 2nd. So that's going to be another really cold game. So they go from the really warm temperature to the cold weather of New York, Philly, and Chicago in the end of December and the beginning of January. So those are going to be 3 really cold games. And then they finish the season at home versus the Washington football team on January 9th. That is week 18. That feels weird to say, week 18, but yeah, they're going to finish the season with some cold games after a few warm games down there in Miami and in LA. So yeah, guys, that's it for my little reaction to the schedule here. I don't think this schedule is too difficult of a schedule. I don't think this is like the hardest schedule they've had in the past few years. This is definitely a schedule where you look at it and you're like, yeah, they can definitely win a few games. I like where the bye week is. And yeah, I'm just super excited about this season. I'm going to have a record prediction video out soon, so stay tuned for that. And make sure you guys drop a like on this video if you liked it and you're excited for this season. That's it for this video, guys. Peace out.